Hey guys, it's the PS Xbox Gamer here, and I'm here to show you my pickups that I got for both of the months of April and May. Just a disclaimer that I do want to just go over really quick. I do know we're still in the month of May. It's only May 24th. But I'm personally not getting anything else for the month of May. The next pickups that I'm probably gonna get is definitely in June. I'm not picking up anything else for the month of May. That's the reason why I'm doing May's pickups earlier than normal. And I'm also doing April's pickups as well. And I just want to show everything that I got within those 2 months. With the month of April, I got collectibles and some video games. I did get more collectibles than I did games in the month of April, compared to May. But in May, I got way more games than I did collectibles. That's the reason I'm saying I'm not picking up anything else for the month of May. I am gonna start with the collectibles for the month of April, and then we'll move into the month of May. The first thing that I did get, I originally had this I have this, I should say, for the Android phones. We got this at my job. I do work for T-Mobile, and when I saw that we had this, I had to pick it up. Granted, it's a little pricey compared to the version that I did originally get for the Xbox version, for the Android version, and that one's Xbox themed compared to this one. But I got it for my iPhone, and it works pretty well. And that is the Razer Kishi for the iPhones, and works well. It's $100. Like I mentioned, it is pricey, but it is worth it in my opinion. I'm pretty sure you could find this relatively cheaper. I do know Amazon has sales on these relatively often. When I checked on Amazon a couple days ago, this was like $75. But other than that, it does retail for $100, but it is worth it, in my opinion, especially if you do play a lot of mobile games and things like that. But yeah, the Razer Kishi for the Xbox, for the iPhones. Next, I got a couple pop figures. I got these two of them I got from GameStop, and one I got at Hot Topic. The first one I do want to show is the PlayStation Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding. I personally haven't finished Death Stranding yet. I believe I got to chapter 3 before I stopped playing, and then life just randomly hit me. I do want to go and finish the game, but Sam Porter Bridges and BB's right here. But yeah, Sam Porter Bridges pop figure. The next one is another PlayStation themed pop. I'm a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn. The game recently came out on PC a couple months back, and they actually just made this game free back in April when I got this pop. And whoever didn't get the game for free, you guys are missing out. But even then, even if you didn't get it free, $20 is worth it, especially the game with all the DLC. And I got the Aloy, the Shadow Stalwart Armor pop. How much did I get this for? I think this was, $10? Same thing with the Sam Porter Bridges pop. They were $10 each. Worth it to have in my pop collection. Then the pop that I got in Hot Topic was a Hot Topic exclusive. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man. The games that came out recently on the PS4 and PS5. So I saw this, I had to pick it up, and that is the winter suit for Miles Morales, but the one where he's hanging upside down, because there is another variant where he's like a normal version of it, but the one him hanging upside down is a Hot Topic exclusive. And yeah, glad to have this in my collection as well. The last collectible that I got in April, I actually already have this, but I have it opened. Oh my gosh, lost my train of thought for a second. But yeah, I already have this opened already, and I was using it when I was playing Breath of the Wild when the Switch first came out. A friend of mine that I'm friends with on Facebook was selling this on her eBay store, and I wanted to take advantage of it, not only to have it in my collection sealed, but also for support for her and her eBay store. And that is the Wolf-Link Amiibo. Glad to have this in my collection again, especially sealed. Like, I don't know if you guys could probably see it, but right there, he's in like a an Amiibo casing, but he's opened. But I use it when I play Zelda. At the time when I was playing Breath of the Wild. But it's nice to have him again, especially, you know, hanging on my wall. But yeah, the Wolf Link Amiibo. And Cassie, if you're watching this, shout out, thank you, I appreciate for the purchase as well. Now on to the games. We are going to get into... Actually, no, wait. I do have one more collectible. This, I saw... Shout out to C Stove for showing me this link on Facebook a couple months back. Oh my gosh. Back in April. I took advantage of it because I do know back in... it was April 30th, if I'm not mistaken, where they it was this and also Super Mario All-Stars, where there were no in certain retailers they were no longer selling, so I had to take advantage of buying this. When he sent me that link on Amazon, I purchased it immediately, and that was it April? No, it was March 31st, I'm sorry. And that is the Game & Watch the Game & Watch Super Mario Bros mini handheld. I'm keeping this in its packaging. I do have one already. I just played it just to like kind of play around with it, but this one I am keeping sealed. And shout out to C Stove for giving me that link, because after the first time I purchased it, I could never find it again. I guess they randomly got a restock on Amazon, and that's how I Amazon, and that's how I purchased it. And yeah, so it's nice to have this sealed in my collection, just like the Wolf Link Amiibo. But yeah, the Game & Watch Super Mario Bros handheld. Now with the games, I do have 2 Switch games. This I got I would say, when did I get this? I got this in towards the beginning of April. I definitely wanted it. I played the first game. I never played the technical sequel of the game. But when I saw this, I had to pick it up, and that is Bravely Default 2. I haven't played much of it yet since I bought it, but I did play Bravely Default on the 3DS, and I never played Bravely Second. That probably is something that I am gonna get into eventually. I can find it pretty regularly, so it's not that Bravely Second is rare. But I was excited for Bravely Default 2, and I'm glad that I do have it. I only invested, I'll say, about an hour into the game so far, but I do need to make some more time for it. But yeah, Bravely Default 2. The next game I got, this was actually a Switch launch title. I actually mentioned it earlier, and that was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So the reason why I picked this up again was because my original copy that I had, I ended up selling it a couple months after having it, and I wanted to play the game again. So I had to pick it up. Target did a sale where the game, I believe, was like $30. The game was like half off, so I took advantage of it. I really wanted it, and I'm glad I got it. There's only so much I can say about Breath of the Wild, because the game is absolutely amazing. If you haven't played it and you have a Switch, this is a must buy. But yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Okay, now we're moving on to the games. I'm going to do the Actually, let me do the one Xbox title, because I only have one of them. So I was in Walmart one day, just looking around their electronics section. Happened to find this in the clearance bin, so it was $5. Decided to pick it up, and that is Code Vein. I heard mixed things of Code Vein, but for $5, couldn't really complain. It's like an anime soul style game. So that's the reason why I picked it up, and again, it was only $5. Game, as you can see, the game is still sealed. But if you guys played Code Vein, tell me how you guys thought about it, if you guys did play it. But yeah, Code Vein. The next game that I got this at Target. It's weird because on Target's website, when I scanned the price for this, it was saying that it wasn't in like their store system. But they had it randomly, so when I went, because it was a niche title that I saw, I had to buy it. And the game, I believe, was $12.99, because it was on clearance, so that's the reason why I picked it up. But I'm also, because I'm a fan of Rick and Morty, So that's another reason why I picked it up. And that is Trover Saves the Universe for the PS4. I've seen gameplay of it. Looks fun. It's just a regular traditional platformer, but you know, it's better to play with VR. But the main reason why I got it, because again, like I mentioned, I'm just a fan of Rick and Morty, and the game caught my interest. But and again, game is sealed, but I'll make time for it eventually, especially the platformers, because I like platformers that are quick and not quick and easy, but very chill, relaxing platformers that I feel like that isn't gonna kill me on the inside, like quote unquote Super Meat Boy, for example. But that's a topic for a different day. But yeah, Trover Saves the Universe for the PS4. Next game I got was actually anticipating for the release of the next game I'm about to show. I actually have the platinum for this game, but I never played the DLC. I owned it at one point and ended up selling it because at that point in time I felt like I wasn't going to play it again, but I had the urge of playing it in anticipation for the game that I'm showing next. And that is Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition. Like I mentioned, I played the original, the core game itself and platinumed it, but I never played the DLC. So when I saw this, I had to pick it up. $30 used the GameStop with everything in it. It was the same price as the standard pre-owned copy of Nier Automata. So not only to get the Game of the Yorha Edition with all the DLC, it was worth it in my opinion, and absolutely amazing game. But yeah, Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition. And because I already mentioned Nier Automata, might as well show off Nier Replicant. I've played about half of the A scenario so far, and I'm really enjoying the game. The game is really fun. I need to finish it. But the game is good. I'm really enjoying it. A very great game. If you've never played the original Nier, or even if you did, this is a great way to get into the Nier franchise. But Nier Replicant is so far a really good game. In my honest opinion, it's not story-wise. It did catch me a little bit more attention to Nier Replicant, but I do prefer the gameplay in Nier Automata. But that's how, for the remake, or the remaster I should say, for Nier Replicant, they based off the combat more on Nier Automata than the original Nier. But yeah, game is great so far. I am enjoying it, and if you guys are huge fans of Nier, I do recommend picking this up. Now on to the PS5 games. I didn't get many of them. Wait a minute, am I missing a game? I think I am. I think I have it in my May collection, in the May set, and the games with May. First game starting off with the month of April, that is Outriders for the PS5. Even though I opened the game, haven't played much of it. But yeah, that's really it. I just haven't really played much of it at all besides the demo. Again, if you guys have Outriders and you guys want to try it out, please let me know. Comment down in my comment box and we'll set up a time to play. Outriders for the PS5. This next game, I don't think I showed this in my PS5 collection video. Or maybe I did. I'm not sure. But the game is Judgment. This game is absolutely amazing. This is like based in the world of Yakuza, in the same universe, but instead of you being one of the criminals in the Yakuza, you are an ex-detective. Well, not ex-detective. You're an ex-lawyer that's working as a detective. So you're on the opposite side of the spectrum, which is actually really pretty cool. So far, the amount of time that I played the game, I've only invested about 2 hours into the game, and it's really fun. I do know Last Judgment is coming out in September, I believe, and I want to beat this before Last Judgment comes out, but so far, I have been enjoying it. And if you guys haven't played the Yakuza series or even played Judgment, this is the perfect time to get it. But yeah, Judgment for the PS5. Last game I got for the month of April. This is a game that I mentioned before, my PlayStation 5 collection. Haven't opened it yet, but it only caught my interest because it was a turn-based RPG, but it's still based in the Yakuza series, and that is Yakuza Like a Dragon. Not so much I can say besides the fact that it caught my attention. And I will get to it when I have the chance. Probably when I finish Judgment. That's when I'll probably move on to this. But yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon. And that was for the month of April. So now we're going to move into the month of May. Kind of want to start off with the collectibles. So let's start off with the pop figures that I got in May. This I got in the beginning of May. Well, my wife actually got it for me. What I can say is that I'm a fan of the series. I do feel the sequel was a very controversial is the best way I can say without offending anybody. I'm not saying that the sequel, in my opinion, was bad the way how some people make it, but I did feel the story did have some issues. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I feel like the series is absolutely bad. And I really did enjoy the game, especially with the gameplay. And I am still a huge fan of this character. And my wife got me the Ellie Pop figure from The Last of Us Part 2. And funny thing is, I think this is the only one in The Last of Us, well, besides Joel, but I think Joel is in the PlayStation series of the Pops. But I think Ellie is the only one that has her own series in the Pops. So my wife got me this. I was really happy to have this in my collection. And yeah, Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2. And if you guys haven't played the first game, I highly recommend playing it. And even though, like I mentioned, Part 2, it had some controversies to it, 2 is still a really good game. And they actually just recently released the PS5 patch for it that runs at 4K and 60 frames per second. So that performance boost is absolutely needed, and it's great from what I've seen. This pop I actually got today while I was in the city. I went to the city to go visit my mom to make sure that everything was going good, and also just wanted to spend time with her. But while I was out, I stopped by this mom and pop game store that I used to go to all the time when I lived there. And when I saw it, I had to grab it because I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. And when I saw it, I had to grab it. And that is Sora with the dual blasters. If you could see it. Yeah, Sora with the dual blasters from Kingdom Hearts 3. Only so much I could say about Kingdom Hearts besides it being one of my favorite series of all time. I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I don't know if you guys can see over there, but I have a couple Kingdom Hearts figures. Excuse me, I have a couple of the special editions and things like that, but I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. So I had to pick this up. But yeah, Sora with the dual blasters. This now starting with the games. I got this at a Goodwill for $14, and I'm actually kind of glad I got it. I've seen the PS4 and the Xbox versions more commonly than I've seen the Switch version. Of anything, I think this will be my first time actually seeing the Switch version compared to the PS4 and the Xbox versions. And I've seen those for like dirt cheap. I've seen them for like $10 to $15 the most. But when I saw this at the Goodwill, I had to pick this up. And that is Starlink for the Nintendo Switch with the R-Wing and the Fox McCloud figure. I'm not that I'm a huge fan of Star Fox, but I have enjoyed the Star Fox games, especially Star Fox 64. So when I saw this, I had to buy it, and for $14, it was worth it in my opinion. I'm gonna keep this sealed, especially because the way how the R-Wing looks and all that. But this was worth it in my opinion, especially like I said, for $14, you couldn't go wrong with that. But yeah, Starlink for the Nintendo Switch. Okay, swing this around, and now we're going to do the PS4 games that I did get. This I got about 2 weeks ago. This game has always caught my interest. A couple years ago when the game first came out on the PS4, I know this game's been out on PC for the longest time. But when the game came out on PS4, at first it did not catch my attention. I thought it looked like a cheesy indie game. and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna skip out on it. Right when I started to get more familiar with the game and learning more about it, I was like, wow, this game actually caught my interest, and I was gonna buy it. Well, I was gonna get it on PlayStation Plus. For me to find out that the game expired and we was in a whole different month, so that kind of bummed me out. And I was like, you know what, I'll buy the game whenever I see it on sale anyway, digitally. At that point in time, the game had 2 expansions with a third one that's coming out in a couple months. Well, it's out on PC, but for consoles, it's coming out in the end of the year. So when I saw the PS4 version randomly at this mom and pop game store, I had to pick it up, and that is the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. There's only so much I could say about this game, but the fact that it's a very fun roguelike game, and this game is it's fun, especially you want to have time to just have fun, time to kill, and just enjoy it. The concept of the story is very dark, but it's also relatively cool, especially if you not so much but if you're into like a lot of the Bible references, the Christianity references, you would actually enjoy this game from the dark purpose of it. But yeah, the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus for the PS4. And when Repentance comes out on the PS5, I already have it pre-ordered, so now it's kind of just waiting for it. This next game here I got at Five Below. The game is probably going to stay sealed, to be honest with you. I don't really have any intentions of playing it. I only got it because it was $5. And that is Rocket Arena for the PS4, and it's one of those EA original titles. From what I see, it just looks like an EA version of Overwatch. Whoever has played it, just tell me how you guys think about it. I might consider playing it. But the fact that it was at Five Below kind of says a lot. It's just the game probably just didn't pick up at all, and it's probably like on its last legs anyway. But $5 can't really go wrong, especially for a PS4 game. But yeah, Rocket Arena for the PS4. This game I got at Target, and this game, from what I've seen, is normally between $25, $30. Even on Target's website, it was even saying about $25. So when I saw this in the clearance section, I had to pick it up, only because the day that I got it was literally the year to the day the game came out on PS4. And that is Trials of Mana for the PS4. I'm going to be honest with you, I know very little about I know very little about Trials of Mana, especially back on the Super Nintendo days. But it did catch my interest when I have seen it. But so when I know that they were remaking the game, I had to buy it. It just didn't catch my interest enough to where I had to purchase it day one. I was waiting for like when the game was at a reasonable price where I would buy it. But for $15 cheap, I had to buy it. There was no reason for me not to get it. Especially with the older RPGs back then, those really caught my interest. But yeah, Trials of Mana for the PS4. This game I actually got today. I actually made a post about it on Facebook. The series always caught my interest. Same thing with Trials of Mana, but I never really dug into it. I have seen one of the animes. Ooh, excuse me. Kind of didn't want to pause the camera at that point in time. But yeah, the series caught my interest at one point in time, and I never really got into it. Well, not that I didn't get into it, just I never had the motivation to get into it. But I saw this at this mom and pop game store. It was $10. Why not? And it's realistically, it's for 3 games. It's 3 games with a 4th game that was added, and that is .hack.gu last recode. Yeah, for $10 for realistically 4 games. Why not? Especially when, like I said, it caught my attention. I just never did anything with it, but this is like the best time for me to kind of get into the series. And it's a nice way to start with this for $10. So yeah, .hack.gu last recode. This game I got today. Funny thing is, the game technically doesn't release until tomorrow or at midnight tonight. And which is literally in a couple hours. I got it today, and same thing, mom and pop game store. And I've been a huge fan of the series for a very long time. This is actually the first game that actually got me into the series. So when they were doing a remaster, I had to pick it up. And that is Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. I don't know if you guys can see it. Game officially comes out tomorrow. I just happened to get it today. Game is still sealed. So literally after this video, I'm going straight to playing this. This game has some weird controversy at the moment that's going on. I do know how back in the day the PS2 version had content with Dante from Devil May Cry. It's not that it's not present in this version, it's just the Dante storyline is DLC. I can understand why it upset people, but the thing is, the reason why I'm personally not upset about it, and some of the fans are not as upset as well, because we got the Raito content. And the Raito content at a point in time was only exclusive to Japan. So it's kind of, in a sense, they did like a flip-flop where we got access to content where we didn't have. So for even people that are fans of the series and they've played the game on PS2, they're getting something new that we never had. So I'm not too mad about that. I am kind of a little bummed that the content that we originally did have is DLC. That kind of sucks. But other than that, you know, Shin Megami Tensei 3 is a cult classic, and it's a very good game. But yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. Those are the PS4 games. Now let's move on to the PS5 games. And yes, and I'm going to start with the game that I should have had in the April collection, because it came out on the last day of April. And starting off with that, we're going to start off with Returnal. So far, the amount that I played of Returnal, it's a very, very fun game. Frustrating, but fun. It being a roguelike third-person shooter, not everything, but the fact that it's a roguelike game and every time you die, it kind of starts something different. But the game is fun. Anytime I die, granted the death will be frustrating, but it never stopped me from playing the game. I do recommend that if you do have a PS5 to get Returnal. It's a great exclusive until the day that Sony decides to put it on PC, but that's here or there at that point. But yeah, I do recommend Returnal. The game is fun. But yeah, Returnal for the PS5. This I got at GameStop, and the funny thing is, the reason why I got this game, because I saw a video on Poppin' Games. Shout out to them, very good unboxing channel on new releases and also some old games as well. I saw them do an unboxing of this game, and it caught my interest. And when I looked it up, the price was only $40, but for whatever reason, I could not find anywhere that had the game. GameStop, Best Buy, Target, no one had the game. Not even the PS4 version, mind you, because this is an enhanced version for the PS5. One day randomly, I think it was literally 2 days after I saw that video, my wife and I, we went to one of the malls in the area. I just happened to walk into the GameStop and I asked them, "Hey, do you happen to have this game?" The worker at GameStop literally looked at me with a surprised look on his face, and he told me, "It's kind of funny that you're asking about that game, because one, not a lot of people know about it, and two, he literally just got one copy in and he just put it away." So literally when I said that, he was like, "This game is kind of destined for you at that point," so I had to pick it up. And that is Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition Deluxe Set. It caught my interest, especially because the cover art. The cover art is actually really cool. But it's like a Souls-like game, but it's not as how could I describe it? Not as difficult. This is a great way to get into the Souls-like games without going into anything crazy. Shorter. There is a mechanic in the game that's pretty cool that kind of helps you, almost like a second chance type mechanic, where you like harden yourself if you get hit, but it only lasts you for one hit. But that's actually a cool concept of it, and you get like 4 different armors. So that's really like what caught my interest, because it's like a Dark Soul-esque game. And for $40 can't go wrong, especially with everything, all the goodies you get inside here. But yeah, Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition. Next game here, I got at Walmart, and I'm pretty sure this game is gonna be free in the next couple weeks anyway, because for whatever reason they do this every year, where either the game is on sale or it's heavily discounted because of the NBA playoffs. But I saw it, had to get it from Walmart. It was only $20 at Walmart. No, $30 at Walmart because of the PS5 version. And that is NBA 2K21 with Zion Williamson on the cover. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to kind of see the cover because the cover's so dark. But yeah, NBA 2K21. Only so much I can say. I really feel this game is going to be free, because right now I think the game is free on PC if you have the Epic Game Store. So this game's going to be free eventually, or heavily discounted for like $1. I think they did that like a couple years ago. I think it was 2K20 was free during the playoffs. 2K19 was $1 on like every platform. I believe 2K17 was heavily discounted. 16 was free. 15 was discounted, and 14 was free. This game is either going to be discounted or free at some point in time, and it's always during the playoffs. I never recommend buying sports games every year. Me personally, it's not my cup of tea. I always try to buy at least one sports game a generation, unless it's WWE. That's a story, wholly different thing, in my opinion. Even though I feel like the past couple of 2K WWE games have been either lackluster or absolute garbage. And the last good one was WWE 2K19, but I'm kind of digressing at that. But yeah, NBA 2K21 for the PS5. And I'm telling you, someone hold me, that game's either going to be free or heavily discounted soon. Next here, this game was actually free for the PS5. For PlayStation Plus a couple months back. It was, I believe, the month of February and March. This was supposed to be a launch title, but they ended up delaying it just because they wanted to make it free for PlayStation Plus. I actually wanted the physical copy of it, and for $20, it was not bad at all. Even though I have the digital version, I just wanted to have the physical PS5 version. And that is Destruction All Stars. As interesting as the game is, it's fun, especially when you're playing with friends. I'm kind of surprised the physical version is really not really hard, but I haven't seen many copies of it. And the only reason why I got it is because I ordered it from GameStop. But I've walked into plenty of GameStops since the physical copy released, and I have yet to find a physical copy. If you guys do find it, I do recommend to buy it, especially because it's $20. So nothing could go wrong with having a physical PS5 game for that price. But yeah, Destruction All Stars, like I said, fun party game. Well, not party game, but a fun destruction derby type game. But yeah, if you can find it, grab it. Next game here, I actually got pre-owned. I have this game digitally, and I do know the game has a lot of controversy into it. Well, if it's not bugs, it's server issues. This game has a very, very mixed reputation. Or not even mixed, pretty bad reputation, especially for the online. But the main reason why I got the game when it originally came out was not really, yeah, actually, this was my main reason, was for the campaign, because the campaign is actually pretty good. But I wanted the physical version, especially for the PS5, and it's weird because when this game came out for PS5, it was instantly discounted. So when I saw this pre-owned, I was like, this game just like a few weeks ago came out physical, and you already have a pre-owned copy. So I had to grab it. And it was only $20, and that is Marvel's Avengers. Like I mentioned, the multiplayer is pretty bad. A lot of controversy, especially with the microtransactions and everything that they're doing with the skins and whatnot. But if you're getting it just for the single player campaign, it's definitely worth it. $20, not bad at all. I do recommend it, like I said, for the single player campaign. But if you're getting it for multiplayer, look elsewhere, because this game is not for that, in my honest opinion. But for the campaign, definitely worth it. Marvel's Avengers for the PS5. The next couple of games that I have, this I'm going to start with. This was actually a launch title for the PS5. Never got it until a couple days ago, and I only got it because it was $30 at Walmart. I'm not a heavy fan of puzzle games, but it's a nice genre to play when I'm absolutely bored out of my mind and I don't want to play anything crazy. For $30, not bad. It was worth it. And I've also played a lot of the Puyo games back in the day, with Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. That was actually just a Puyo game, just ported to America, just with a Sonic skin over it. So for $30, it was worth it in my opinion. And Tetris is Tetris. Anyone can play it. And I got Puyo Tetris 2 for the PS5. $30 at Walmart. Only so much I can say. It's a puzzle game. It does have a story mode too, which I think is actually kind of interesting. I'll play that eventually. Just haven't really decided to play it, but I do have it, and I'll play it eventually. But yeah, Puyo Tetris 2 for the PS5. This next game here is a very niche title. The only reason why I got it because the PS4 version caught my interest a couple months back, and I could never find it, even though GameStop sells a used copy for about, I believe it was like $22, but I could never find a copy like at all. You can't even order it on GameStop. You check on Amazon and eBay, that game is going around $50 to $60 for the PS4 copy. So when I saw that this game was getting a PS5 release, I had to buy it, not because of the rarity of what it's gonna be, but the fact that the game caught my interest and the game looks fun. And it is a roguelike game, but it has an anime style to it. And that game is Void Terrarium Plus for the PS5. Game is still sealed. Ordered this on Amazon. I actually pre-ordered it on Amazon. The game caught my interest. I had to buy it, especially because I didn't want to pay $60 for the PS4 version, knowing that this was coming out for $40. And the funny thing is too, just to kind of digress a little bit, the PS4 version that was $50 to $60 wasn't even the special edition that originally came in. It was literally just a physical game. So that kind of says a lot too. So when I saw this, had to get it, pre-ordered it, bought it immediately. Haven't gotten time to playing it, seeing the game still sealed. I am going to get time to playing it because the game did catch my interest. But yeah, Void Terrarium for the PS5. And the last game that I have for the PS5, this came out earlier in May, and this was one of my make it or break it games when this game first got announced, that I solely got my PlayStation 5. Not solely got it for this game, but it was one of the games that if I did not get my PS5, I was moving strictly to PC, because I was not going to play this on the PS4. And I'm glad that I got it. The game is amazing. If you've played it, I know you've enjoyed it. There's only so much I can say without kind of going into details about it, because I know the game is still new. Everyone's been talking about it, so I'm pretty sure you guys know what it is, and that is Resident Evil Village, or Resident Evil 8 Village. This game is absolutely amazing. The game is fun. It's great. A nice conclusion to the Ethan. Oh my gosh, what's going on with me today? The nice conclusion to the Ethan Winters story. This game is great. I absolutely loved it. Even though there were some parts in the game where I feel they either A, dragged out, or B, didn't put enough time into it. But overall, the game was great. I really do enjoy it. And I got this at Best Buy, so they did give me the Steelbook for it. The Steelbook is still sealed because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to open it. But it was worth it. I do recommend, if you guys never played Resident Evil Village, so I highly recommend playing it. But obviously play Resident Evil 7 first, because this game ties a lot of information for Resident Evil 7. And if you enjoyed Resident Evil 7, you'll definitely enjoy Resident Evil Village. But yeah, guys, those are all the games and nice collectibles that I got between the months of April and May. Seeing how this video is going on close to 41 minutes, this is a relatively long video. But yeah, I just want to show you guys what I got for the months of April and May. But yeah, guys, I'm glad that you guys were able to stick around. I don't know when I'm going to upload this. I'll probably upload this tonight and probably share it for Share Saturday in our Games Club group. But yeah, guys, this is the PS Xbox Gamer here, signing out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.